So what do you think the most important thing of race weekend is?
Probably the preparation before.
Yeah,
By that, do you mean carb loading?
I actually think it's the best part.
Before we get into the action of the weekend, let's get to know Andre and how he ended up here in New York City to run his first ever marathon.
Hi, I'm Andre, and tomorrow I'll be running the New York City Marathon, and it's all thanks to the Running Channel Club. Entering the competition was just one of those things where I just thought I'd never win anything. When I got the message from Andy, I thought it was a wind-up. I was definitely shocked. Still am. I still can't believe that it's what I'm about to do.
Hey man, Tom, how you doing?
How I look now is a lot different to how I looked previously. There's a moment that makes you think, oh, I really want to change, or I can't keep living this way. And that was when I was kicking a football with my nephew, and I was getting out of breath. Everything else in my life was perfect except the way that I felt about myself.
We also handwrote a bunch of messages of support Andre had received from members of the club, wishing him luck for his first ever marathon. This was so wholesome, and it was actually quite emotional to see how supportive the Running Channel Club community is for someone that they've never even met. So the next day started off with a race briefing. Now, this trip wouldn't have been possible without the help of Sports Stores International, who literally go through everything on race weekend that you could need to know. So especially for someone like Andre, who was taking on their first ever marathon, the race briefing goes through anything you need to go through on course, or anything to look out for, how to get to the start, absolutely everything to put your mind at ease.
Marathon Sunday.
Right, you've just been to the race briefing. How are you feeling about everything now, Andre?
I'm feeling both nervous and a little bit more excited, shaking a little bit more.
Okay.
You know, it's real.
Okay, we're going up there to the Rockefeller Center so you can see the whole of New York.
After the race briefing, this is when the surprise activities really started. So the first surprise was taking Andre up the Rockefeller Center.
What do you feel the High Line was abseiling?
Something like that. I'm glad it wasn't.
So what do you think of New York so far?
It's been amazing, and definitely a lot more memorable compared to the last time I came here 35 years ago. I'm definitely going to take a load more memories back home. This is going to be like up there as one of the most amazing things I've ever done.
Aww.
In one of the best cities in the world. Just coming towards the end of my final training run. That begins with a 3. Not going to lie, it's been hard. Right now, I feel like I put in the hard work. 6 months on this training plan. I think I've got like over 1,200 kilometres. Let's go. As the intensity and the distance has increased for the runs, it's just become harder to dedicate time to do it. But over the last 6 months, I've been able to make time for it, whether that's through earlier starts or doing it at different points of the day. I've been able to do it, and it's the sort of thing that you can sort of, not just running, but you can tailor that to other parts of your life. So my ultimate goal is to, when I become a father, and then in 20 years time, I can be that fit dad who's not out of breath. So everything I do in terms of my goal is all leading to that ultimate goal.
Aww,
so this is
so
like just
lovely.
another step on that. So whether I succeed or fail on all these, they're all different steps in the journey.
From what you've said to me, it sounds like you've come so far already that there's already so much to be proud of, which is incredible.
Yeah.
If I came up to you 5 years ago and said, you're going to run a marathon in 5 years' time, what do you think you'd say?
I'd laugh at you and continue eating my donuts.
Well, you can still continue eating your donuts
Yes, I
and
can do,
be
yeah.
laughing, but actually going to run a marathon. Okay, right, let's get a taxi because we're going to go to the Expo. Excited for your first ever Expo?
I am, yes. I don't really know what to expect. I'm probably not going to be roped into every store, but I certainly do want to buy everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go to every store, see what you want to buy, but nothing new in race day.
No.
Don't end up buying some new gels.
This was Andre's first ever experience in an expo, so I think he was pretty excited but also very overwhelmed with what he'd actually signed up for.
This is my first ever marathon, and the training has been, I'm not going to lie, it has been hard. I've seen a new side of me that's been able to do something that's really difficult. Whatever life throws at me, if I can adopt the same sort of approach that I've taken to this, there's almost nothing that I can't achieve. Yes, I've paid extra to have my name put on.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
The excitement levels have just gone.
Yeah.
Once we'd all had a little relax, we then went to the welcome drinks of sports tours just to get to know a few of the runners and kind of experience that little buzz of excitement from everyone else around us. So this is where we really got to know a lot of the reps and other runners as well. So it was so nice to have some friendly faces in such a big city.
24 hours away from the New York City Marathon, and I'm just about to get ready for the 5K Shakeout run. I feel really nervous, I don't know why.
Something I think a lot of us find through running is that you get to meet so many new people, and this was what was so great about the Shakeout run, is that you get to move throughout the group, talk to people who are taking on their first marathon or their first time in New York or whatever their running experience is. We were so lucky to have such a beautiful day to run in as well, so just running along the Hudson River was a really special experience.
This top here is, I've worn it for most of the races that I've done. For me, it's already served its purpose, because when I bought this initially, it was really tight, and every race I've done in it, I can see the progress that I've lost weight, and now it's at the stage where it's really loose. Move on to the next tight top. Running's given me a happiness that I feel like I've been searching for a long time. My only regret is that I didn't start it sooner.
It's really hard to go to a new city and not want to explore, so we didn't want to miss the opportunity to go to Central Park, but didn't want to tire out our legs.
What we need is a bit of time off feet. So, how do you feel about a horse and cart ride? What did you think of your first Expo?
That was eye-opening. Getting my number, 64,889.
Yeah.
I don't think I've never had a number that high before.
Yeah, that
Anything
is quite
I've ever
crazy.
done. This morning, where we've gone on that Shakeout run, that was another notch on the step of excitement. That's exactly what I needed.
I can't believe you had sprinkles on your pancakes at like 10 a.m. That's great. I'm all about that.
I was just expecting pancakes and maple syrup.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Something very really small, but no, it's supersized. It was very American, and I almost finished it all.
Almost. Yeah, I am taking on 42 marathons this year, and I just think like I've got my own space in the club where I've been able to kind of share about the different races and experiences, which has been really nice, just to lots of different levels really, like whether I've asked for advice on a marathon event that I'm doing or kind of asked for motivation from people when I've been really struggling. I think like a big part of this year has been that it's been quite like emotionally exhausting, and just to kind of be able to like chat to other runners who, like none of us are going to be able to completely put ourselves in each other's shoes, but like we can definitely like relate and know that, there's times where you don't want to get out and go running, and there's times where you feel on top of the world, and like, there's going to be so many people in the club that are feeling like that whole spectrum, that there's always going to be someone that's kind of like on the same wavelength as you. Is really lovely. It's like, when you go to a run club and, everyone wants the best for each other and everyone's supporting each other and cheering you on. It's like that, but virtually, which I think is like so special, because, you don't have to leave your home even to like get that.
Andre, do you know where you're going?
Strawberry and pineapple.
My biggest supporters have been my wife and my mum. It's difficult for someone who doesn't really like running to be able to adapt to someone who is marathon training, but they know that I'm working on myself as well. Oh my God.
Hi Andre, just here to wish you good luck with the marathon. I know you're going to do amazing. You've worked so hard and I'm so proud of you every single day. So please be careful, stay hydrated and enjoy every second of it. I love you so much.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that. That was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting that. People like Jade, it's like, this is what I do it for. My ultimate goal is to be present and fit and healthy, so in many years' time, when I'm a father, I'm a better, fitter, happier version of myself, and she's one of the people that I do this for. There's so many runners in the world that this is what they do it for. These moments, these single moments when you get to look at your progress. I might not have won the race, definitely won't win the race, but this is my victory. This is what I've done it for.
All of Andre's hard work had paid off as he crossed the finish line with a smile on his face of his first ever marathon. And we caught up with Andre after the race to hear a full debrief of how it went.
Well done.
Thank you.
How was it?
Hard.
Hard?
Yeah, that was really hard. As well as my calf cramping up, my hamstrings were pinging and my quads were pinging, and it got to a point where I couldn't run for more than a minute without something hurting and slowing me down. 36k, which is the furthest I've ever ran. I knew as soon as I got to that point, it would mess with my head. I said to myself, with 5k to go, I will do 1 minute on, 1 minute off. Right at the start, I always said, if I have to crawl across the line to finish, I will do that. It feels like this is what 6 months worth of training was for. Just on its own as a race, that was the hardest thing I've ever done. My final time was 5 hours, 13 minutes and 10 seconds, and I'm proud of that because, I can now say that I'm a marathoner. A couple of years ago, I never thought I'd ever be able to do this. People have said that, doing marathons can be addictive. But the pain I'm in right now, I haven't got to that point yet. Feels like the family that I didn't know that I needed, the club. Definitely the best decision that I made joining a club, because I can't wait now just to share this news with everyone.
I've just finished the New York Marathon.